All right, may we call this meeting to order. First order, if we can ask everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, that Selectman McCarthy Vahey will lead us in.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. As to him, Kevin, you're up next. No showing up late. All right. First item on the agenda is Wednesday's pet, and we give the floor to former Selectman Sherri Steeneck and friend.
Hey, this little happy guy is Humphrey, and Humphrey is about 4 or 5 years old. He's a mixed breed, and he was found with the dog that we had last month over near Melville, and they have chips, but as I mentioned last time, and the smoke warden wanted me to let everybody know, don't forget, you need to register those chips when you get them put in. Otherwise, no one's going to still know who the dog is unless he has a chip. So, we have 2 dogs, and they're both very friendly together. As you can see, this guy's very friendly. And they were rolling around together at the pound today. And as I said, he's 4 to 5 years old, he's neutered, he's ready to go, and he's very happy. His name is Humphrey. And his friend is Melvin, I think. That's so cute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we get all the phone numbers and everything
Oh,
complete?
sorry, 1 rod,
211, 1 rod high.
Oh, okay, 211, 1 rod highway, there you go.
That's, thank you, and again, thank you for taking such time to make sure that our four-legged friends get homes.
That was fun, thank you.
Next item up, to hear, consider, and act upon the minutes of our regular meeting from January 23rd. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
We ready to vote?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next up, we have an resignation. This is for information only from the Flood and Erosion Control Board. Kevin Coles has resigned. Mr. Coles, we want to thank you for your time, help, and volunteering for that very important board, especially in the aftermath of Storm Sandy. We realize how important that is. We have a number of appointments coming up, and let's see, to hear, consider, and act upon the following appointments. Do you want to take these one person at a time, or one section at a time?
Section.
Section will be fine.
Okay. Then may I have a motion to accept the proposed appointments for the Board of Assessment Appeals?
So moved.
Second.
Let's see, and the Board of Assessment Appeal, just to be clear, Daniel Green, Democrat, 157 Crest Terrace, for a term 11/11 to 11/15 to replace Stephen Tower, who resigned. And Kathryn Gussen, Democrat, 101 Robert Lane, term 11/9 through 11/13 to replace Tim Sheehan, who resigned. Are Mr. Green or Ms. Gussen here? Okay, good, good. They both are. Any discussion or questions from the board?
No, sir.
Okay.
Just a comment, one, to thank both of them for being willing to step up to this job, which can be a difficult one at times. Also to note that it's great that some of the press releases and information that was out, thank you to the media for supporting that, because that was one of the ways that we were able to connect and bring in such great new talent, so thank you.
I also want to say thank you. I think in the certainly in the aftermath of the past revow and the tax appeals we've seen, I think it's very important that we get people that are concerned and care about this board and take it their steps or their actions and time very seriously. And it's great to see we have 2 more people like that stepping up to help out, and if you will help us take care of our neighbors and kind of settle any disagreements along that line. Did you have anything to add?
No, sir.
All right. Any comments from the public on these 2 appointments and these 2 only? Seeing none, back to the board. Are we ready to vote?
One more quick comment,
Go
if
right
I
ahead.
may. I also just want to add that these, both appointees or potential appointees at the moment have some really great background and experience in this area that I think will make a big difference on the board and add to the group we have there. So I think that is important for everyone to know.
We
ready to vote?
Yep.
You ready? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, and thank you for
Yes,
serving.
Thank you.
All right, next up, to hear, consider, and act upon appointment for the Fair TV Operational Committee. The nominee is Mary Hogue, a Democrat from 165 Stonewall Lane, for a term of 10/12 to 7/13 to replace Pam Jones, who resigned. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
I have known Mary in terms of working with her in various capacities, and am very grateful that she's willing to serve on this committee and help move forward the Fair TV process, and so I think she'll be a great addition to that group.
Mr. Cobb?
Agreed, and thank you very much for serving, Mary.
Yep. I've also seen Mary involved in various town committees and volunteer groups over time. I think she's been, is in a great position to get a feel for our town, know what's important. I think that kind of insight is going to be helpful in Fair TV in defining how that moves forward, and I look forward to her input and valuable assistance there. Any further comments? Any comments from the public? Seeing none, back to the board. Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Mary. Jen, you're going to get the word out to the various committee chairs so everybody is up to speed. Good? All right. Next up, to hear, consider, and act upon the following appointments from the Flood and Erosion Control Board. That would be Paul Landino, a Republican, 181 Range Road, from a term of 11/8 to 11/13, and he's replacing Kevin Coles, who just resigned. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All right, any comments or questions?
Always, we're very grateful. I don't know Mr. Landino. And just want to say thank you for being willing to serve. It looks like you bring some great experience to the table.
Kevin, anything to add?
No, just thanks to him and to all of our appointees today.
Okay. And again, Flood and Erosion Control Board is obviously in the spotlight, if you will, given recent events of the last 2 years. And I think it's, again, something very important in the beach area as we kind of look at how our beach area has been remade by the storms. And again, thank you for your volunteer spirit in helping us out here. Any comments from the public? Back to the board. Any further comments here? Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, and thank you. All right, next up, to hear, consider, and act upon the following appointments to the Historic District Commission. This will also require RTM approval. Phoebe Kaylor, unaffiliated, 801 Banks North Road, for a term of 11/8 through 11/13, to replace Tom Daly, who moved to a full member. And this appointment for Ms. Kaylor is an alternate position. And also Christopher Shea, Republican, 917 Merwins Lane, for a term 11/9 through 11/14, also as an alternate to replace Heather Dean, who resigned. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, any comments or discussion from the board?
I'll just continue to say thank you. I don't think we can say thank you enough, actually. So I appreciate folks coming forward. And again, appreciate the tremendous interest. This was one of the boards that I think there were a number of people, and I would like to thank all the folks who have expressed interest, and for those who have stepped up and are willing to serve. I'm grateful.
No question. I think one of the things that makes Fairfield special is our past, our heritage. The fact that we go back so far in our nation's history and help define the character of our nation going through, and the Historic District Commission helps keep that alive. And I think that's a very important part of kind of passing the torch to the next generation. So I want to thank you for your volunteering for that. Any comments from the public? Back to the board. Any further comments here? Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations. And just Ms. Kaylor? Okay, and Mr. Shea? Very good, all right. Next up, request for the use of the town green. To hear, consider, and act upon a request from the Chamber of Commerce for the use of the Town Hall Green for their annual outdoor arts and crafts boutique show, Friday, June 21st, 2013 to Sunday, June 23rd, 2013 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right. Is there anyone here from the chamber? All right. I think this is an event that's gone on for a number of years. I know it's a very important part of the chamber's offering. I think it adds a lot to the culture of our town and makes great use of the town green for that time period. Any other comments from the Board of Selectmen? All right. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, back to the board. Are we ready to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations to the chamber. Jen, you'll make sure they get a note letting them know the outcome. All right. Next up, from our Community and Economic Development Director, to hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution. Whereas, under the leadership of former First Selectman Jacqueline Durrell, the town of Fairfield established an affordable housing task force, and in 1988, the task force prepared an affordable housing plan for Fairfield. Whereas February marks the 25th anniversary of the adoption of this affordable housing plan for Fairfield, and whereas there is an ongoing need for affordable housing in Fairfield, and as there is throughout Connecticut, and how a community provides for affordable housing is as much a concern today as it was then, and whereas an update of the affordable housing plan is appropriate and necessary so the town might work proactively to meet the needs of its residents with respect to affordable housing. Be it resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby directs the Affordable Housing Committee to prepare and submit to the Board of Selectmen an updated affordable housing plan for Fairfield by January 31st, 2014. May I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Mr. Barnhart, is there a presentation or some background that you or the committee wish to share?
I'm just going to introduce the chairman of the Affordable Housing Committee, Mr. Stephen Grathwell, and I'll let Steve and Jerry talk about the affordable housing plan and its importance to the town.
Thank you, Mark. As Mark said, I'm Steve Grothwell, the chairman of the Affordable Housing Committee. And first, I want to thank you for allowing us to be here today. And I wanted to take a moment to introduce the members of the committee that are here. And I don't know if Ann Jackson is. So Ann was chairman of the first Affordable Housing Task Force, and she was a leader in developing the first Affordable Housing Plan. And Ann was chairman of the task force and a member of the committee for many years. She recently retired, but to us, she'll always be chairman emeritus. So thank you. The other members of the committee are Dick Gribko. Dick has been on for many years. Lisa Winjam and Jerry Stillman. Gretchen Gertner is also here. While she's not a formal member of the committee, she attends every meeting. She takes our minutes, and we feel that she's very much a part of what we do. Thank you, Gretchen. And of course, Mark and his department are staff to us. Thank you, Mark. So with that, I would like, Jerry, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you very much. I don't have too much to add to that, although it does occur to me that there are people who will watch these broadcasts, as I do, on Fair TV, and it does occur to me that it's an opportunity to also highlight the invitation Michael and Selectmen sent out asking for citizens to be involved with this and other commissions, committees, boards, etc. So although we have a dedicated group, it is a small group, always in need of additional dedicated members. Thank you.
You know, if you look at Fairfield being a bit of a small town, and I'm sitting here looking at how involved Steve has been, the chairman of the Affordable Housing Committee, in terms of kind of setting the vision for the committee itself, in terms of the role it plays, how it's involved. And I want to thank Steve, you, for your time and effort in leading that group. I would be very remiss if I didn't mention that Mr. Gribko, going back just a few years, was one of my teachers here at Roger Ludlow High School back in the day, and I find I'm still learning from him at this point in time. And Jerry Stillman, you know, you're putting an interesting spin on, I know your real estate background. I know we worked together a bit there, and I think this is a great adjunct to that in terms of helping people find homes in a little bit different format than your day job, but nonetheless very important in terms of serving our community. So thank you, and I open it up to my colleagues for any further comments. Cristin?
Thank you for the background and the outreach as well prior to the meeting. And I just thought, for the benefit of everyone, if you could just briefly let us know how you're going to go about the process of updating the plan and how you seek to do that.
Well, we wanted to provide enough time so we could do a fairly extensive outreach to the public and to various stakeholders, including various boards and commissions and other neighborhood groups and others that might have an interest in the topic. So we see this as a very collaborative consensus-building process. This gives us, this original plan that was adopted some 25 years ago, gives us a good template, ask a lot of good questions. Unfortunately, a lot of the information there, the concerns at that time are very much concerns that we have today, so the need hasn't changed a great deal. But our plan is to conduct a series of meetings and public informational sessions, involve various groups in the developing of the plan. The plan itself, obviously we want to recapture or at least discuss what has been done to date. And the town has made significant strides in the 25 years since this plan was adopted. There are a number of developments that have taken place in town through the work of a lot of different people to meet the needs of our lower working class, more moderate income families and individuals here in town, seniors. Most recently, Greenfield Commons, the 10-unit senior housing development on Villa Avenue. So the town has made significant strides, but there's a lot of work yet to be done. And so part of what we'll do is talk about the need, obviously, what has been done to date, and then look at the various tools that communities like Fairfield have used to meet the need of their residents with respect to affordable housing. And we want to involve a lot of people in that effort. And then hopefully come back not later than January this time next year and present a final plan for your review and consideration.
Mr. Colley, anything to add?
Just quickly, I do want to thank Steve. I spent some time speaking with Steve last night, and he shared with me some of the current activities of the commission. And he also shared a very lengthy list of folks who have expressed interest in possibly joining and helping out. And it was gratifying to see such a long list of names of volunteers of our town that are dedicated toward affordable housing, which is an important issue. And as Mark says, we've made great strides, but there's great work still to do. So thank you for what you've done, and thank you for your continued efforts. And, you know, if we can help, please let us know.
I think just to add on to what my colleagues have said, I think that affordable housing is an important component of our community and what we offer our residents. I think when you talk about diversity in our community, we've made great strides, we have a ways to go, but I think this also is one of those segments that we need to continually help and provide an opportunity for them to live in Fairfield. I think when you look at the economy today, perhaps more than ever, we need some of that help. Also impressed as I've read some of the plans and we've talked through some of the concepts that in terms of how to integrate affordable housing into a community like ours. Certainly one of the challenges in Fairfield, as with some of our neighboring communities, is when you're looking at a community that's 95, 96% built out, there's not lots of available land or opportunities, so one has to be a little more creative in how to approach that. So I'm looking forward to the plan, and I know certainly in my talks with Mr. Gribko that looking at neighborhood communities and options around the country have been part of the research skills he taught me so many years ago. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing, because we're not the only community in this type of situation. There are others. And I think that we all have a need to provide affordable housing as part of our offering and part of the amenities in our community. So I'm looking forward to your report back and how to address that. And I realize that's not an easy challenge in many respects. So thank you for taking on the task, and thank you for helping our community in that regard.
Right. I just wanted to reiterate, and then I have another comment, but though this plan is 25 years old, certainly the wisdom of the 3 Board of Selectmen members there who we miss, but the fact, one of the influences that could control affordable housing opportunities that's noted in this plan is the community's acceptance of the problem and willingness to address it through whatever means are available. And I'm grateful to see that as a board that we recognize, and as our predecessors did, and that you all, and as Selectman Kylie pointed out, that there are so many people, and I know that there are others here as well. So I think that's significant. One comment I have about the plan itself and its development is that what I would really love to see is, as part of it, is not only an inventory of what we have, and I see Mark nodding, but also some measurable outcomes that we can achieve as a community, so that as we move forward, we can actually see what kind of tangible progress there certainly has been, as Mark mentioned when he just spoke a few minutes ago, but that we actually include that as part of the plan so that that's available for everyone, knowing that that's a fluid thing, but would love to have that included. Thank you.
Good. Any further comments?
No, sir.
All right, any comments from the public? All right, back to the board. Are we ready to vote on the resolution? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and
Thank you.
Thank you. And ladies.
thank you to your committee for helping, and to the Chairman Emeritus, Ms. Jackson, for joining us here again today and providing your stewardship throughout the past 25 years to kind of keep us on the right track. So, all right, next up, may I have to hear, consider, and act upon the tax refunds. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's done.
Still signing them.
To hear and consider and act upon any communications, there's none that I'm aware of. To hear, consider, and act upon any other business that shall properly come before this meeting. Again, there's none that I'm aware of. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.